You've been doing the right things. You cut back on food. You started walking more, maybe even running. And yet, somehow, you're softer than you were 5 years ago. The scale hasn't moved, but your body feels different, less solid, like the muscle is quietly disappearing and the fat is quietly staying. That's not bad luck. That's not age. That's skinny fat. And the mistake isn't laziness. It's doing the wrong things for the right reasons after 50. Actually, there isn't one mistake. There are 4, and they all work together. Okay, real talk. I've had this conversation more times than I've had coffee, and I drink a lot of coffee. Patient walks in, eating less, moving more, doing everything right, and they look at me like I personally rearranged their body while they were sleeping. Here's what actually happened. After 50, your hormones packed their bags and left. Estrogen, testosterone, growth hormone, no forwarding address. And the strategies that worked at 35, they're now quietly working against you. There are 4 mistakes that turn people skinny fat after 50. And the truly annoying part, every single one of them feels like exactly the right thing to do. Let's go through them. Mistake 1, you're doing cardio, and only cardio. Here's what makes this mistake so frustrating. Cardio works. It burns calories. It's good for your heart. It feels productive. You finish a run and you feel like you did something. The problem isn't the cardio. The problem is what's happening underneath. While you run, while you cycle, while you walk on that treadmill at a respectable speed, pretending you're not watching Netflix. After 50, your body is already losing muscle. Quietly, consistently. Research suggests around 1 to 2% per year. And muscle is not just about looking toned. Muscle is your metabolism. The more you have, the more calories your body burns at rest, while you sleep, while you do absolutely nothing. Cardio doesn't build muscle. It never did. And when you pair it with eating less, which almost everyone does, your body doesn't just burn fat, it burns muscle too. So you end up lighter on the scale, softer in the mirror, and slower in your metabolism than when you started. For women, this hits especially hard. The drop in estrogen after menopause directly slows muscle protein synthesis, your body's ability to build and maintain muscle, which means the muscle you're losing to cardio is even harder to get back. For men, falling testosterone means less anabolic signal, more muscle loss, more fat around the midsection. I want you to picture your most loyal employee. Shows up every day, burns through the budget, keeps the whole operation running, even when you're not watching. That's muscle. Cardio is a freelancer. Great for one project, gone by Tuesday. And what do most people over 50 do? They fire the loyal employee and hire more freelancers, then wonder why nothing gets done. Strength training keeps the loyal employee on payroll. Cardio alone does not. 2 to 3 sessions a week of progressive resistance training is enough to reverse this. Your hormones won't cooperate the way they did at 30, but the signal still works. The muscle still responds. You just have to actually send the signal. The fix? 2 to 3 strength training sessions per week. Not instead of cardio, in addition to it. Compound movements, squats, hinges, rows, presses. The goal isn't to get bigger. The goal is to stop the slow metabolic shutdown that cardio alone cannot prevent. If you've been doing cardio for months and not seeing results, you weren't failing. You were just missing half the equation. But here's where it gets really counterintuitive. Mistake 2 isn't about training at all. It's about the other thing everyone over 50 does when they want to lose weight. And it might be doing even more damage than the cardio. Mistake 2, you're eating less. Much less. It makes complete sense. You want to lose fat. Fat is stored energy, so you eat less energy. The math is simple. Except after 50, the math stops being simple. When you drastically cut calories, your body doesn't just reach into your fat stores and start burning. It looks for the fastest fuel it can find. And after 50, with lower estrogen, lower testosterone, lower growth hormone, that fuel is increasingly your muscle, not the fat around your midsection, your muscle. Aggressive calorie restriction after 50 doesn't just slow your metabolism, It actively accelerates muscle loss. Less muscle means slower metabolism, means more fat storage. You eat less, you lose muscle, your metabolism drops, and your body becomes even more efficient at storing fat. For women, this is particularly cruel. Lower estrogen already makes it harder to hold on to muscle. Add a calorie deficit on top, and many women end up eating genuinely small amounts of food and still not losing fat, because years of restriction have progressively slowed the metabolism. For men, testosterone decline weakens the anabolic signal that normally protects muscle during a deficit. Cut aggressively, and there's almost nothing left to preserve lean mass. Here's something I find genuinely fascinating. And by fascinating, I mean slightly horrifying. After 50, your body already burns around 150 calories less per day just existing. So it's already spending less. And then you come along and cut another 500 calories because you read something online. Your body's response is not, great, fat burning time. It's famine. Protect the fat, burn the muscle, shut everything down. It's not broken. It's doing exactly what it evolved to do. It just didn't get the memo that this is a lifestyle choice, not a survival situation. The fix: don't slash calories, shift them. A moderate deficit of 200 to 300 calories is enough. Protein first. Research consistently points to 1.2 to 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight per day. For women, that means 25 to 30 grams per meal. For men, 30 to 40 grams. Eating less isn't the answer. Eating smarter is. And that leads directly into mistake 3, the quality mistake that quietly drives fat storage even when the calories look fine on paper. Mistake 3. You're eating protein, just not like this. Here's the one nobody sees coming. You can be hitting your protein target every single day and still losing muscle. Because when you eat, it matters as much as how much. You're probably eating almost none of it at breakfast, a little at lunch, and most of it at dinner, which is exactly how most people eat. And after 50, it's exactly wrong. Your muscles don't stockpile protein for later. They respond to what's available right now, at each meal. Miss the threshold at breakfast, and that muscle-building window is just gone. You can't make up for it at dinner. Researchers call this the anabolic threshold. After 50, you need enough protein per meal to trigger muscle protein synthesis, not just enough per day. Spreading it evenly across 3 meals isn't optional. It's the whole game. Think of it like watering a plant. You can't skip Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then drown it on Thursday. The plant doesn't work that way. Neither does muscle after 50. 3 meals, enough protein each time. That's it. I know, deeply unspectacular. Still works. The fix: every meal should hit that 25 to 40 gram target, not just dinner. Breakfast especially. Eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese. Start the day with a protein signal, and your muscles will actually have something to work with. And if you fixed all 3 and your body still isn't changing, mistake 4 is the reason. And it has nothing to do with food or exercise. Mistake 4. You're ignoring the thing that's sabotaging everything else. You're strength training. You're hitting your protein. You're keeping calories reasonable. And you're still not making the progress you should be. Chronic stress and poor sleep after 50 are not just uncomfortable. They're metabolic sabotage. Cortisol breaks down muscle tissue, blocks protein synthesis, and tells your body to store fat, specifically around the midsection. For women, higher cortisol levels after menopause can further suppress estrogen activity, which means faster muscle loss, more fat storage, and worse sleep. Round and round, without ever knowing why. For men, chronically elevated cortisol directly suppresses testosterone, the hormone that's already declining. Stress doesn't just make you tired, it actively dismantles the hormonal environment you need to change your body composition. I have patients doing everything right: training, eating well, sleeping 6 hours because they're busy and they think that's fine. It is not fine. During sleep is when growth hormone peaks, when muscle repair happens, when cortisol drops. 6 hours cuts that process short every single night. No supplement, no training program, no diet in the world can compensate for chronically bad sleep. You cannot out-train a cortisol problem. I know because people come back and tell me every time. The fix: 7 to 9 hours of sleep, non-negotiable after 50. Chronic stress isn't a personality trait, it's a physiological lever. Down-regulating it through whatever works for you, walking, breathing, less screen time before bed, directly improves your hormone profile. This isn't wellness content. This is body composition strategy.